It's been said that something as small as the flutter of a butterfly's wing can ultimately cause a typhoon halfway around the world. Change one thing, change everything. Until Dawn, a long-anticipated PlayStation 4 exclusive survival horror game in the vein of the legendary Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Fahrenheit. It's a semi-fixed perspective game with a heavy focus on player-driven narrative and heavy character development and also quick-time events. If you're new to games of this nature, look at it as a Telltale's game with greater control and more impactful choices, or a movie that you control. Even more fun is that it's kind of like a Evil Dead / Cabin in the Woods setting. When 8 friends are trapped on a remote mountain retreat and things quickly turn sinister, they start to suspect they aren't alone. Gripped by fear and with tensions in the group running high, you'll be forced to make snap decisions that could mean life or death for everyone involved. Every choice you make in your terrifying search for answers, even the seemingly trivial ones, will carve out your own unique story. Your actions alone will decide who survives. Until Dawn. Something that's really different and interesting about the game is the Hollywood cast that they've got. They've got Hayden Panettiere from Heroes in Nashville, Brett Dalton from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Peter Stormare from 22 Jump Street and The Big Lebowski, and Rami Malek from Need for Speed and Night at the Museum. They even use their likenesses. They act just as they would in a movie. It's really cool. It kind of adds this whole movie feel that it's got going on. And there's more voice actors and actresses than the ones that I listed, of course. Everyone does a phenomenal job in their roles. They're very believable, and you don't even notice that it's Hayden Panettiere after a while. You don't even notice that it's I cut off your Johnson from The Big Lebowski after a while. And it just flows well together in this whole experience that Supermassive Games is building within Until Dawn. Gameplay in Until Dawn relies upon your reflexes in quick-time events, how well you handle events or decisions in dire circumstances and under stress, and some detective work through exploration and discovering clues. For instance, you could go into an optional room and find an item or a weapon that could prove useful an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours later into the game. Some of the decisions in the game that you have to make are moral decisions, ethical dilemmas. However, most things aren't so clear. The butterfly effect system does a good job of blurring the line between right and wrong. Sometimes the best action is inaction. Sometimes to do the right thing, you have to do the wrong thing. The unforeseen consequences of your every decision do a good job of carrying you in multiple different directions of ethical dilemmas. Are you sacrificing one life to save another? Or are you setting in motion a series of events which hold ramifications far more deadly? To prevent you from backing up on your decision, Until Dawn utilizes a strict autosave system to prevent you from loading into a point earlier in your playthrough. The only way to change a choice made is to start a new game entirely. Which brings us to replayability. Until Dawn is developed to be replayed numerous times, as you'll miss a lot of content during a single playthrough, and each playthrough lasts roughly 10 hours. And thanks to the butterfly effect, in which player choices and actions trigger minor or major unforeseen consequences later on, it's said that Until Dawn reportedly has hundreds of endings. Whether or not it has that large a number of endings remains to be seen. However, it definitely has quite a few. Going back to the characters and story, I like the characters a lot in this game. They're very classic horror movie characters. They're not complete stereotypes, as you are still in control of them at certain points. You do affect their relationships with each other. In fact, you can see their relationships change in real time, and also their different traits change in real time. Maybe by your actions they're becoming more brave, or by your actions maybe their friends are becoming more brave, or maybe their friends are becoming less charitable because they're becoming more agitated with your actions that you keep performing. All of this has a snowball effect, and again, it's very difficult to see what ramifications even a very simple, small action could have because of this butterfly effect, and that's just what's so much damn fun about it. And that's also one of the reasons why the characters are so much fun. The story is very interesting as well. I'm not gonna spoil any of this. I'm doing the best that I can not to spoil anything, but it's a nice, interesting mystery, like finding out and unraveling what happened at this hotel / sanatorium and who or what the killer is. And equally interesting and fun is going back and replaying it and getting just a completely different experience out of it. With top-notch production values, substantial replay value, and choices that matter, this is interactive fiction evolved. There's no winning, there's no losing, this isn't binary. This is 8 people, 8 lives, living a different horror movie every playthrough. It is just a pleasure to play through. I highly recommend this game, especially if you were intrigued by some of the points touched on in this review, or if you like horror movies, or if you like story-driven games, or even deep character development. And I hope that we see more games like it in the future, not just from Supermassive, but just more unique games in general. Thank you for taking the time to watch this review. If you enjoyed or found it helpful or informative, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more gaming videos. And join us on our unique journey of Until Dawn. Until next time, game massively.